Once upon a time, Kingdom Hearts 3 was a game that we could barely even dream of. And now we have Kingdom Hearts 4. Well, not yet. Hopefully soon. This new game coming around, the 4th numbered entry in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, also bodes a new saga we'll be experiencing, the Lost Masters arc. You might have heard of them, unlike Eric is here. Kingdom Hearts 3 was a game that took a lot of setup, lots of build up, years of it, multiple games, multiple console generations, and lots of time. Now that that saga is over and we're moving on to something new, it's admittedly hard to predict where a story like this will fully go, but I want to talk about what led us here. Not to Kingdom Hearts 4 specifically, but this saga, this arc, which I would argue has been being built up for quite some time, perhaps just as long by the time Kingdom Hearts 4 releases. I don't mean just since Remind either, or the epilogue or the secret ending. I'm talking about in 2013 when a little game over in Japan released called Kingdom Hearts Key. Not everyone knows about this game, but you probably do know of its past iteration, Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. One of the Kingdom Hearts franchise's biggest claims to fame comes in its story. It's a series where almost every and anything matters, even for games like this, which has had a big effect into cultivating the mad theorists we have today, always looking for the next plot twist, the next surprise, and the answers to many questions in this magical but mysterious universe. Kingdom Hearts Key is a saga of games that were releasing during the build-up to Kingdom Hearts 3. Every so often, we'd get episodic updates continuing the story that took place hundreds of years before even the events of Birth by Sleep, perhaps more. The story started pretty simple, being about the timeline of events that led to the Keyblade War, but grew into what would be a behemoth of lore to tackle for even the best of analysts in the community. From murder mysteries to realms overlapping to characters we've seen before appearing in the past, and of course, time travel. This all would sound like a headache to anyone else, and it definitely was during some moments, but when things would all come together, we loved it. The Key Saga story is so loved, in fact, it's pretty much cultivated its own subsection of the fanbase. People obsessed with the Lost Masters, the Foretellers, and the Union leaders, and their own player characters. Admittedly, it's an aesthetic for Kingdom Hearts that isn't preferred by a lot, but is very distinct from the rest of the series that primarily follows Sora, Dawn, and Goofy, and it does have its own sort of charm. Due to this story happening alongside the build-up to Kingdom Hearts 3, it was assumed for a long time that they would connect at some point. Eventually, Kingdom Hearts 3's release came closer and closer, but Key wasn't really showing any signs of ending its story. A lot of us assumed it was going to end before 3 came out. Story updates were still ongoing, however, and characters from games we've played before were still showing up in this time period, showing up in the past, which left us with loads of questions still unanswered. By the time everyone experienced Kingdom Hearts 3, we realized that Key was never really a game meant to build up Kingdom Hearts 3 at all. In fact, it was just building towards what would happen after.
What do you want us to do?
We have to focus on what comes after. There's no use thinking of ways to change events that we know are gonna happen.
But what about all of those who are here now? And the ones who will be here when the darkness finally comes? Are we to abandon all of them?
Come on, are you telling me that you think the world can be saved by just 7 people?
We have to at least try. With enough Keyblade wielders, we could...
Well, if you want to give it a shot.
This story would create a world, a cast of characters that would all likely be used to tell future stories to come. Since 2013, this world in the background has been lingering and slowly building towards what we would see glimpses of in Kingdom Hearts 4's reveal. There were tiny moments in the main story for Kingdom Hearts 3 that expand upon Key's story, though they were mostly there to narrow our questions and create more, like with Marluxia and Larxene, or the Secret Reports, which would expand upon future storylines and later updates for Key. The epilogue was the most direct Key-related scene in the game, directly building towards the next saga with the massive reveal, which this scene by itself was almost entirely built up by the movie that released in the 2.8 remix. In the base game, Key had pretty minimal to do with what was going on in Kingdom Hearts 3's story, at least with our current information. This is a story for Kingdom Hearts that has been just waiting to be told in the background, waiting to surface. And while part of it has ended with Union Cross coming to its conclusion and Dark Road not being that far off, the last piece of the Key Saga, the center of it all, Missing Link, is still coming, which is something story-wise we should definitely keep our eyes on. This era of Kingdom Hearts that takes place in the past is the future of Kingdom Hearts' story. The shape of Kingdom Hearts 4's story is molded by games on your phone, which may sound unappealing to some people, but as someone who's experienced all these stories and will continue to, I'm excited for what's to come, and you should be too. This new world we're about to discover as Sora is familiar to us. It shares similarities to the real world, real life, of course without the gigantic monsters in the sky. This is a story that's new for Kingdom Hearts, but it perhaps is one that has been lingering in the thoughts of a certain director for quite some time. A very long time ago, we were introduced to an idea, a concept for a game called Versus 13. This game was led by our Kingdom Hearts director Tetsuya Nomura, a game that would later turn into Final Fantasy 15 as focuses shifted and he wouldn't be involved in the project anymore, as it became a lot different from the original vision. We were introduced to this project in 2008, half a decade before Kingdom Hearts Key's original inception. The original concept for this game was going to be a very dark story, a fantasy based on reality, it was referred as. These concepts have resurfaced themselves in what appears to be the untold story of a new character named Yozora. This story, however, is not going to be a copy and paste of Versus 13, seeing as the game was never released, we probably wouldn't even know if it was. Though there's many factors that are inherently different here. Keyblades, Sora's presence, and the idea that it's the other side of our reality in Kingdom Hearts are contributing factors to that. But the influence of Versus 13 in the Quadratum and Yozora story will surely be a sight to behold and has many fans following the old project eager for what's to come. The mysteries a story like this may bring will be refreshing to any type of Kingdom Hearts fan. It'll still be the Kingdom Hearts we've experienced over the years, but with new characters and perhaps a even more intricate plot, which is saying a lot for Kingdom Hearts. The Lost Masters, Yozora, and the many mysteries still lingering from Kingdom Hearts 3 and Remind, I think Kingdom Hearts 4 conceptually is in a good place, and I'm anticipating seeing more of it and even more so having the game in my hands, which hopefully isn't too far away. Many of the ideas at play here making themselves known in Kingdom Hearts 4 have years of history behind them. From Versus 13 to Union Cross, the story and ideas that shape Kingdom Hearts 4 are a decade in the making, maybe more so. What that story becomes, we can't really predict. We are heading into uncharted territory for the series with this new arc, new saga, and I'm just happy to be along for the ride. It should be exciting.
Now she's a daydreamer. She's always thinking about him. No more room in this picture for you to fit in. Now she's crying on the phone, telling you she's not good enough for him. When you think that she is